The Court of Appeal has refused to grant the request of the federal government against Nnamdi Kanu. Hi, welcome to What's Happening. These are the top 10 stories. At number 1, the Court of Appeal in Abuja on Monday refused to grant the request of the federal government for adjournment in an application seeking to stay the execution of the judgment that quashed the terrorism charges against the Biafra nation agitator Nnamdi Kanu. Presiding Judge Justice Haruna Tsanami, in his brief ruling, said that the appeal has to do with fundamental human rights and deserves urgency. He subsequently gave the federal government till noon to move its application for the stay of execution of the judgment and to respond to the fresh authority cited by Kanu's legal team or forget it. At number 2, Rishi Sunak has emerged the new leader of the United Kingdom's Conservative Party. According to an announcement made by Sir Graham Brady, only one nomination was received by the 1922 committee for the new leader of the party and backed by 100 MPs. Sir Brady therefore declared Sunak to be the next party leader and consequently the new Prime Minister. Earlier, one of the contenders for the UK top job, Penny Mordaunt, had announced his withdrawal from the race, leaving Sunak as the sole candidate for the position. At number 3, the Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, says unregulated use of social media and other digital platforms possesses enormous global challenges. The minister at the Global Media and Information Literacy Week holding in Abuja with the team Nurturing Trust, a media and information literacy imperative, said there was an urgent need for every person to be equipped with the ability to evaluate and wisely use the information at their disposal critically. In attendance were 193 UNESCO member countries physically and virtually. At number 4, the International Fund for Agricultural Development on Monday announced $5 million grant to assist flood victims in Nigeria. This was disclosed by the Vice President IFAD, Catherine Megan, during a courtesy visit to the Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development, Dr. Mohammed Abubakar, on the sidelines of the launch of the Special Agricultural Agro-Industrial Processing Zones program in Nigeria. Megan also expressed concern over the plight of Nigerians affected by the devastating flood, especially farmers at the rural areas. Number 5, a federal high court in Abuja on Monday ordered the court's deputy chief registrar to notify the Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, of the pendency of Abdul Rashid Maina's suit. Recall that Maina, the former chairman of defunct Pension Reform Tax Team, who is currently serving an 8-year jail term at Kuje prison for pension fraud to the tune of 2 billion naira, had told the court that he's suffering from a life-threatening disease in the prison and he needs urgent medical attention. Justice Akwo adjourned the case until October 28th for hearing. The substantive matter directed the hearing notices be issued on the respondent. At number 6, the Federal High Court in Calabar has resolved the disputed All Progressive Congress governorship ticket in Cross River in favor of Senator Basi Otu. The court, presided over by Justice Ijeoma Ojoku, held that the plaintiff, Senator John Onwa-Eno, failed to prove his case. Ojoku held that the 7-paragraph affidavit submitted by the plaintiff, the allegation of forgery could not be established. According to her, for the courts to rule otherwise, there must be a cogent and palpable evidence to the contrary, adding that there has been none presented before the court. At number 7, President Muhammad Buhari has congratulated the Chinese leader, President Xi Jinping, on his historic re-election for a third term as leader of the Communist Party of China. The president's congratulatory message is contained in a statement issued by Malam Garba Shehu, the senior special assistant to the President on Media and Publicity, on Monday in Abuja. He equally expressed hopes for a deeper and enduring partnership and strategic cooperation that would be mutually beneficial to the two countries. At number 8, the Nigerian Meteorological Agency has said its forecasts on flooding were ignored by most state governments across the country. Professor Monsieur Matazu, the Director General of NIMET, stated this on Monday in Lagos during the commencement of a needs assessment workshop for stakeholders in the maritime, oil and gas sector. Matazu, who was represented at the occasion by Maladi Abba, the Director Weather Forecasting Services, NIMET, said the agency had issued early warnings on the possibility of floods across most states of the Federation before the commencement of the rains, but lamented that the warnings were disregarded by most stakeholders. He insisted that if the warnings were adhered to, the level of havoc caused would have been curbed. At number 9, Ugandan Health Minister Jane Ruth Acheng on Monday said 9 more Ebola cases have been confirmed in the capital, Kampala, bringing the total number of known infections to 14 in the last 2 days. According to statements by the Health Ministry and the World Health Organization, there have been more than 90 confirmed and probable cases in Uganda since the start of the outbreak, including at least 44 deaths. The Sudan strain of Ebola circulating in Uganda has no proven vaccine, unlike more common Zaire strain. Finally, at number 10, South Africa's largest public sector unions on Monday gave notice of its intention to strike after rejecting a 3% wage offer from the government. The Public Servants Association, which said it had more than 235,000 members, could embark on a national strike from Wednesday, October 26, potentially affecting service delivery across the government's departments. This would be the first major strike in the public sector since 2010. That's all for today. See you next time on What's Happening.